Big win for Liverpool at the weekend, running out 3-0 winners at Old Trafford, dismantling Manchester United, making it 3 wins in 3 games, 3 clean sheets too. Here is Arne explaining his team's tactics. He said their full-backs are sometimes really high, and then Casemiro comes in between the centre-backs. So if you pick the ball and you keep Luis Diaz and Mo Salah high, you're constantly in a one-on-one situation. You need midfielders that can run, and we had 3 of them today that kept on running. And if you arrive in a duel, they are aggressive enough to win it. That was one of the main things as to why we could win today. Stevie, good win for them. What did you make of Arne Slot's
He's giving out too much information, is what he is.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, why are you telling her? I don't really think that's a surprise. You know, let's be honest. Under Klopp, Liverpool's front 3 and their middle 3 really squeezed the life out of the opposition, home and away. So I honestly don't think that is a surprise. To be quite honest, the thing I'm interested in is what's going on the defensive side of the game. You know, he's got Jota, Diaz, Salah, absolutely no question. Szoboszlai has been pushed further forward to close the opposition from playing the ball out and to get in the box as well and join in. And so McAllister and Gravenberch are the interesting ones for me. They pretty much, I think the farthest I noticed any of the 2 of them being high up the field was maybe 30, 35 yards from goal. They never got in the box or anything like that. I certainly don't remember. And that is the complete opposite of what was going on with Klopp. Klopp, in my opinion, had given everybody, other than the 2 centre-backs, the wherewithal that if they thought a run was on, or if they thought they could score, or if they thought going forward would help, on you go. And so whenever Liverpool turned the ball over previously under Klopp, there was only the 2 centre-backs. You know, Manchester United had a couple of opportunities against Liverpool. But the important thing is they came in open play. They didn't come from counter-attacks. Because that was the big thing that Liverpool got caught, particularly the last couple of seasons. They got done on the counter-attack so often, whether at Anfield or away from home, it was absolutely frightening. And he ended up with Alisson having to make one-on-one saves, or the opposition wouldn't take the opportunity. That absolutely, 100%, has not happened once so far this season. No team has, on the break, ended up with 3 against 2 or 4 against 3. Liverpool have always had numbers there. So that to me is huge. That means that away from home, they're going to win games without being at their best because they're not going to give a lot of goals away. Now, as I said, Man United had a couple of opportunities, but they're opportunities that you can do something about because they're individual mistakes. You know, both of them are coming from crosses. So you close the ball, you stop the cross. So that to me is the biggest difference between Klopp and Arne Slot. I'm not shocked that the front players are closing because that's what he did under Klopp. But when the ball's turned over, Liverpool 100% have got bodies behind the ball so that they're not getting overrun at the back.
What adjustments have you noticed, Robbo? And has he made this Liverpool better than the Liverpool we were looking at last season?
Well, Steve is absolutely right. It's the defensive side of the game that they're a little bit more cautious. You know, so many games are now won when the ball changes hands. You know, whether you attack quickly on the counter-attack or you defend quickly and get back and stop it. Well, at the moment, Liverpool are breaking forward at great pace with numbers, but they're also keeping a solid base for when they lose the ball. And that has to be the case. And that's what Arne Slot is doing. I don't think he's going to let Alexander-Arnold just go where he wants to and not bother about defending. He's not going to let Robertson just go here, there and everywhere and not worry about defending. He's not going to let the midfield players make runs into the box if they've got to sit in front of the back players at times. I think they're good going forward at the moment and they're much better defensively. And what I did notice when we did the pre-season games, we did them with 3 games in the USA, a lot of the work they did before the game was about players turning with the ball in midfield so they could play the next ball forward. That seemed to be the drill all the time. So that's something to look out for. Midfield players he wants that can get hold of the ball, get themselves turned and play the next ball forward, even when they're under a bit of pressure. But I think he's done a fantastic job at the moment.
Have you noticed it too, Frank?
Yeah, that's nothing much to add to what Stevie and Robo just said. I've just said the comparison is there. They're more secure defensively. They want to make sure that if they lose the ball, they don't have only the two centre backs, defending. And you win the battle. You win games in the middle of the park. And when you see McAllister, Gravenberg, and Szoboszlai, the work that they do and how they combine together defensively and offensively, it's a masterpiece for me. They do it very well, and it's why we don't see Trent Alexander-Arnold being an issue defensively, because they are like at the time where Anderson was at his top, they can cover even him defensively with Konate. So everything is united. Everything is perfect in a perfect world. Now I want to see when physically they're going to be a little bit less sharp, how they handle the pressure and the way they want to attack and then defend.
So there are small things in the game that I think, for now, after 3 games, have made him a bit better. But after 9 years, maybe we can analyze Arne Slot as well. There are small things that so far successful, and I was very impressed by Liverpool, the way they made that game at Old Trafford so easy for them.
Perhaps one of the sour notes, though, at the weekend, Stevie, was Mo Salah talking afterwards about his contract, saying this would be his final year at the club and that nobody had spoken to him just yet. Are you surprised that the club haven't spoken to him? Like, what would you be doing in this situation?
I'm not sure I'll go along with the sour note, to be honest with you. I actually came away from that thinking that there may be an interest that he wants to stay. That's what I got out of it. Yes, he said that it could have been, but that was only because somebody said this could be.
But even if he's saying he wants to stay, shouldn't they have spoken to him then when it's a player like this?
Well,
for him to feel lost here.
We absolutely have no idea what they're planning and the reason why, supposedly. You got him, you got Van Dijk, you got Trent, they're all kind of saying the same thing. But none of them looked disgruntled to me. I mean, Mo Salah, there was nothing disgruntled about what he was saying. He had a smile on his face the whole time. He didn't seem as though he was disappointed. He didn't seem as though he was upset. I was quite interested after he finished, because I got the impression that he certainly wasn't saying I'm off. I got the impression he was more saying, the way I took it, I thought he was quite good. I thought he might stay. Because up until he spoke, anybody who'd asked me previously, I would have said, no, he's off at the end of the season. He's gone. He's going to take the 40 million to sign on and whatever. But having listened to him, I'm not thinking that way. I'm like, maybe there's a possibility.
I agree.
Well, there's a possibility, and Jan agrees as well. Let's take a look at the odds to win the Premier League title. And Stuart, I want to come to you on this. Going to ask you, from what you've seen so far, are they going to be the biggest challenges to Man City this season?
No, I still think Arsenal are a very good team. Yeah, they had their problems at the weekend with the sending off, but overall, Arsenal play some good football. They've got full confidence in the way they play, particularly down the right-hand side. They're much better defensively than they have been. Well, they were good defensively last year, but I still think Arsenal will be right up there alongside Manchester City, and Liverpool may be still in third place. But Liverpool look a much better team than I thought they were at the end of last season.